Welcome to Maddox News Live, episode number 2. Guys, we're doing this. The first one was kind of a test run. We're trying to see how everything works and, working out all the kinks. I think we got all the technical difficulties figured out, as you can see. Welcome back to the show, guys. We got a big show this week. We got a lot of really interesting stories. I can't wait to show you guys. So we're going to start this out with, there's a Vanity Fair photo shoot that's been going viral right now. And the reason is because a few people have noticed that there have been a few extra things added to this picture. Here, check this out. I want to see if you guys in the chat room can see what's wrong with this photo. Here, I'll go to full screen so you guys can see what's going on. If you guys have seen this on the internet, don't fucking cheat. I know you guys can say, oh, I've already seen it. Don't Google it. You guys notice what the problem is? Check it out. Look closely at Oprah's hands. She has 3 hands in this photo. Look at that, right around Reese Witherspoon's waist. So a lot of people are, posting this and saying, aha, it's really funny, whatever. But this isn't the only mistake in this article. Excuse me, in this episode. So this is Vanity Fair's big Hollywood issue where they have, the run-up to the Oscars, and they're kind of bragging about all the celebrities and all the shows that are coming out. So check this out. Here's the cover of the Vanity Fair issue that this happened in. Now look closely at this cover. This is one that's not going as viral, so not as many people know. So all you dipshits who guess like, oh, I know what it is. Let's see if you guys can tell what the problem is in this photo. Look closely. All right, I'm going to go to full screen so you can see it again. See if you guys notice anything. You see it? Right here. Look at the legs. Look at the legs. Right here where Reese Witherspoon is standing. You see 1, 2, and 3 legs right on the cover there. Now, a lot of people are speculating. Actually, this is something I personally am speculating on because I went to the website to see what exactly is going on with this photo. Because this is a pretty big fuck up for Vanity Fair. But if you notice, look closely at the cover. Right next to Reese Witherspoon's legs, it says, and one retiring editor. So the editor for Vanity Fair, this guy who, you guys got to look up his picture, the guy who's retiring, I forget his name, it's like Grady or something like that. He is famously feuding with Donald Trump. He's been feuding for years with Donald Trump. And they've been roasting each other long before Trump became president. The stuff's kind of hilarious to watch. But some people are speculating that he may have done this intentionally because he's retiring. Now, I'm not so sure. I think they may have done this to save face after the fact because it's a pretty big fuck up to have Reese Witherspoon with 3 legs when everyone knows she should have 4. Am I right, guys? But check this out here. I'm going to go back to full screen. Now, this isn't the only thing that's interesting about this Vanity Fair cover. Now, I looked in a little bit closer. Now, if you look closely at her legs, excuse me, not just her legs, but an Anthrax ring, and that's not all. If you look even closer at this ring, all right, guys, I think we're back. Say what you will about this Illuminati shit. But as soon as I showed that on the screen, the fucking stream crashed. Can you believe this shit? All right, let's see. We should be back up and running. Let's double check here. Okay, yeah, everyone's back on. Just mention in the chat room if you can see. Okay, yeah, it looks like the stream is back on. What a piece of shit. By the way, a big a big fuck XSplit. That's what happened right there. I was using XSplit to broadcast this bullshit and it crashed. Anyway, back to the story, because this is a big one. You got to check this out, guys. This is serious stuff. I want to show you Tom Hanks' ring. As I left off, Tom Hanks here is, he's wearing a Anthrax ring. You guys can see this. It's the heavy metal band Anthrax, and there it is. So, I zoomed in a little bit closer and noticed, boom, Illuminati confirmed. And I zoomed in even a little bit closer than this. And check this out. Bam! Gotcha. Gotcha, idiots. All right. Let's go back to... let's move on to the next story here. So, speaking of conspiracy dipshits, which by the way, there are plenty of. This is a conspiracy that's been going around on Reddit right now. This is from Reddit. It's these. There's this company called the Mattress Firm, and someone on Reddit noticed that this Mattress Firm company, there are too many of these that have been kind of in close proximity to each other. So much so that it's impossible that any of them could be making business, because some guy noticed that they have some of these mattress store companies. They have a Mattress Firm. They have 4 of them in the same intersection. So this guy speculated that it could be a money laundering operation. So I actually looked into it, and check this out. This is kind of interesting. The company, okay, so the user on Reddit is Crazy Potatoes. He says Mattress Firm is some sort of giant money laundering scheme. They are everywhere, and they are always empty. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So this is kind of interesting about this, because I took a look at Chicago, for example, and here's what Chicago looks like. Now, you see all of these little red dots on the screen, these pins, those are Mattress Firm stores. So there are quite a few. I think right here in Chicago, there is 17 within a few miles of each other. Not that many. Excuse me, not that they may not ring alarms right now, because Chicago is a big city. You kind of expect there to be a lot of mattress stores. So I started looking at other markets, like San Diego, for example. Now, check this out. This is in San Diego. This is like a 1 mile span right here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattress stores within a mile in San Diego. So this is a little bit suspicious. And then I looked at Portland. Now look at Portland. There aren't as many in the same area in Portland, but there are a few mattress firms that are really close together. This one right here, they're almost like a block apart. Those right there, and then there's 3 right here within like less than a mile. Then I looked at a really small market like Idaho. So Idaho, you wouldn't expect there to be a lot of Mattress Firm stores like Chicago, and yet, look at this, 5 Mattress Firm stores. And they're all the same. They're all the same kind of stores, except they are distinct stores, because people do write reviews for these different mattress firms. Now, these 5 stores, I don't know if you guys can see on the full screen, but they are all within this like Idaho shopping center. This is basically like a big mall area, and there's 5 of them surrounding this giant, this tiny little mall area. I don't know why a company would do that. So I looked into it further. And this company basically is owned by, let's see, it's a German firm. Excuse me, not German. It's South African. It is owned by Steinhoff. Steinhoff is the company. It's considered South Africa's IKEA. Now, they bought the firm for $3.8 billion in 2016, and the stock price dropped 62% in one day, wiping out $15 billion in value, according to Reuters last year. Now, why is this significant? Is because it kind of gives some credibility to this random dude's claim on Reddit that this might be a money laundering operation. Now, I looked into it further, and this is pretty interesting. So, Steinhoff last year has been accused of having accounting irregularities, and there's a website called Fin24. According to Fin24, there are 5 different parties that are interested in probing Steinhoff right now. That includes PricewaterhouseCoopers. They're one of the big 4 accounting firms in the world. If they come knocking, that's usually trouble. If one of the biggest accounting firms in the world is investigating you. Number 2 is the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. So that would be like equivalent to the SEC investigating you. Again, not a good sign. Parliament, Parliament is investigating them. The Financial Services Board and the Department of Trade and Industry. And then actually, there's a 6th party that's investigating these guys. It's the German authorities for possible accounting fraud. So this is all shaping up to be pretty much a shit show. This all looks like it's giving some weight to this conspiracy theory. Now look, this guy might be a conspiracy dipshit. Most likely is. I think most people who believe this horse shit are. But nonetheless, there it is. There's the information. Let's move on to the next story. Guys, before I move on, though, I'm going to be reading some of your stupid comments. I want to know, there's that famous quote that Trump said a couple weeks ago about shithole countries. And I'll be reading your super chats, but I want to know, what is something about your country that makes it kind of a shithole? Because I thought about it. And a lot of countries are kind of shitholes. Not just the countries that people like to kind of clown on, like Trump does. So let's take a look at some comments and see. Let's see. We got some super chats. We got a shout out for the Kiss crew from Paul, $2. Thank you so much. We got another $2 from Joe Pastafari. Thank you, Joe. Another Kiss crew. Death Note 5234 gave $2. Thank you, Death Note. Another $2 from Joe Pastafari. Thank you, Joe. Let's see. We have Balioc2 for $5 says, I have autism and I've never kissed a woman. If any woman is willing, please message me on social media. I don't recommend doing that. We have Death Note 5234, $2. He says, Kiss Crew Club is the best. And then Jamie Hebert says, for $3.36, thank you, Jamie, says, bring back the Bitcoin tracker. Caleb Atfield, what's up, Caleb? Caleb is from Pod Awful. He watches Pod Awful a lot. Friday Night Hangout Explosion. What's up, my homies? For $5 says Kiss Crew Club. And then again, another one from Balioc for $5 says, I have autism. I've never kissed a woman. If any woman is willing, please message me on social media. Don't recommend doing that. We should move on to some of these stories, though. I want to see what your comments are about shithole countries, or what makes your country a shithole. I'll tell you right now, living in and doing work in Los Angeles, there's a part of town called Skid Row. Total shithole. It is, and it makes any other country's shithole look comparable. I won't say worse or better, but definitely comparable. Oh, we have the 3D print guy. $10 from the 3D print guy for a super chat. Have a drink on me, you awesome bastard. Thank you, 3D print guy. Very cool. Guys, keep those super chats coming. I'll be reading some of those, some more of those in a bit. But we should move on to some more news stories. So this is an interesting story. This is a rail company. It's called, I think it's called PC. Here it is. Oh, no, it's CP Rail. CP Rail, it's like Canadian Pacific Rail, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, Canadian Pacific Rail. So this woman here who's standing on the railroad tracks, she got fired. They claimed because it was she was doing an unsafe photo shoot or whatever. The first time she was fired was after she was blamed for a train being derailed, which actually was caused by a bad section of track. So they blamed her, and they fired her, and then they rehired her, and then she learned that she was fired because she complained about sexual harassment, so they rehired her. They apologized and said, look, you were fired for wrong reasons, our bad, you get your job back. And then she was fired again because she took these photos. Now, I'm going to show you some of these photos. They're not too risque. They're not too racy. Look, it's just, it's a chick in a swimsuit. Nobody gives that much of a shit. Here it is. She took some of these photos, and they say, the company CP, Canadian Pacific Rail, had a huge shit fit about it. They said that it's unsafe for her to be taking photos on a rail track like this. Yeah, real unsafe. For people who don't want boners. This is, there's another one of those fucking stories where everyone's having a shit fit again. This chick got fired. Kind of sucks. The company also said that she was fired for talking shit about the company on social media. And speaking of, here is some of their social media. This is from their actual Facebook page. Now, I blanked out some of the faces here, but it says here, I'll go to full screen so you guys can read this. It says, CP is committed to diversity and inclusion and accesses a variety of skilled, knowledgeable people with a wide range of backgrounds. Hiring employees with diverse experiences and perspectives allows CP to offer unique business solutions to our customers as we grow with them. Of course, that doesn't include chicks who want to take bathing suit photos on their railroad tracks. Which, by the way, guys, if you're taking a picture on a railroad track, the company's argument is, oh, this is unsafe. This woman is putting lives at risk. She's setting a bad example. Blah blah blah. The problem is, if you're doing that, first of all, you trust your cameraman. If you see a train coming, the cameraman will warn you, or you can hear it, or you can feel it. And if you don't move, then it's on you. You know, it's like that Mitch Hedberg joke. Mitch Hedberg said, if you are flammable and you have legs, you're never blocking a fire exit. And he said that in response to a security guard who asked him to move. But anyway, speaking of moving, let's move on to the next story. This is pretty fucking gross. This is a guy who went to a doctor, and they pulled a 5-foot tapeworm out of his ass. Now, this is the actual tapeworm. It's really gross. So, if you guys don't know what a tapeworm is, it's basically a parasite. When you eat it, you get it sometimes from eating bad fish, bad meat, bad pork, that sort of thing. And it's super gross. This guy pulled this out of his ass for 5 feet. He pulled 5 feet of these worms. And as you can see, it's wrapped around a toilet paper roll. Super gross. He got it because he eats salmon sashimi, and he's been eating that shit daily for years. Now, I know you guys who are haters and hate fish. This is just going to be another fucking excuse that, not to eat seafood because you guys are big pussies. I personally like seafood. I like sashimi. I think sashimi separates the men from the boys. The girls from the women. Sashimi and hot sauce. You gotta fucking douse that shit with wasabi. Don't eat it every fucking day like this bozo. You're gonna get worms and trichinosis and whatever the fuck else you get from eating raw fish. I'm gonna take a quick little look at the chats. Let's see if we got some chats here. We have a super chat here. I'll just go back to the full screen here. We got some super chats. Mike Pierce for $5. Mike, thank you so much. For $5 says, never forget the kisses we lost in the Great War. Death Note 5234 says, Maddox is the Kiss Crew Club leader. Jesse from Pod Awful TV, guys. Check it out. Check out his channel. He does a live stream as well. It's super fun. For $10 says, this is Maddox. My official statement is, the Kiss Crew Club is the name of my fan base. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm not sure I agree with that, but I told him today I'd give a shout out on the stream, and here we are. $2 from Paul. He says, I like to think of my country as a kiss hole. Thank you, Paul. $2 from Yerf. J07 says, the best memes in the universe. Balioc says, I thought I could get a gift, but I was wrong. You're wrong, Balioc. Giant Flying Foxes says, kiss me, Maddox. I want to drink your soup. Thank you for the donation. For $5, Balioc says, I am from a shithole, and they don't give government-mandated wives. Joe Pastafari says, blow us a kiss, Maddox. Will not do. Paul says, why are Kiss Crew messages being deleted? I don't think they are, but thank you so much, guys. I think we're caught up on these super chats. Those are $2, $5. Thank you guys so much. That really helps keep the show going. We can keep this going for the foreseeable future, I hope. These are super fun to do. But let's move on to the next news story. Guys, guess what? Fucking Star Trek nerds are outraged because there aren't enough white people in the new trailer. Of course, Star Trek fans are upset. Oh no. These guys, the guys who are fans of this shit, are outraged. The guys who are fans of this, these fans are outraged. These guys, this is your sci-fi universe. This is your fantasy fiction. This is what you guys are fans of. And you're upset that there aren't enough white people in the new Star Trek trailer. Shit's unbelievable. So people are pissed off because Star Trek doesn't have enough white guys. So other than Captain Kirk, Captain Picard, Captain Lorca, Captain Archer, Captain fucking everyone but Cisco and what's her name? The chick, Janeway or whatever. And even then, like, she was white. They've only had, like, one black captain. Who gives a shit? Star Trek, guys, has always been a soapbox. It has always been a progressive soapbox. They've been pushing this shit for years. Back in the 1960s and 70s, the first interracial kiss happened on Star Trek. Because they were trying to push that envelope. This is what you like. This is the universe you're subscribing to. Get over it. Yeah, Star Trek's gonna do this shit. Look, everyone had outrage with the female Ghostbusters. I get it, because they're really ham-fisting that fucking agenda. But this is what Star Trek has always been about. Get over that shit. Look at this nerdy shit, man. I can't believe... Why? What? Like, the audacity you guys have for getting pissed off at this horse shit is unbelievable. Anyway, next story. Amazon. Amazon just opened a grocery store with no cashiers using just walkout technology. Amazon, go fuck yourself. It says everyone who's... Now, look, for years, if you guys have been paying any attention to anything I've ever said, I hate Amazon. Excuse me, I hate self-checkout. I like Amazon. I hate self-checkouts. Self-checkout is garbage technology. It doesn't work. Anyone who claims it works or is faster is full of shit. The scanning machine never works. Items aren't in the fucking system. Some states don't let you buy alcohol in them. Coupons, fucking forget about them. Which, I'm not even a coupon person. But I have to stand behind someone who is. Then the courtesy, the minutia of courtesy that people exhibit when they go to pay for things by putting their cell phone away disappears with self-checkout lanes. So everyone's just being a huge asshole, and this is what Amazon wants to do. Now, listen to this technology. This description is actually kind of funny. Here, let's move on to the next. Yeah, look at this. Oops. Nope, that's the next story. So people who value their time don't use these things. Every time customers grab an item off the shelf, Amazon says, the product is automatically put into the shopping cart of their online account. So if customers put the item back on the shelf, Amazon removes it from their virtual basket. Wow. Awesome technology. I can already do that, guys. It's already called a shopping cart. It already exists. They already have shopping carts. This isn't a new thing. What's the innovation here? That you've just removed some job, like automated some job. Great. You know what? I like going to a grocery store, buying soup. Yeah, make the fucking jokes. Make the soup jokes, idiots. It's good food. I like buying soup. And then I know it's hot, and I don't have to think about separating it from the cold items. I know I can. I'm not an idiot. But I like the luxury of not having to do that. A cashier will do that, who's trained to do that all fucking day long. That's what I like about these things. Anyway, so all you dipshits who love that Amazon, that self-checkout shit, jerk off to that Amazon shit. Video game companies are under fire because a new study has come out that says that the depiction of drug use is not realistic in video games. Yeah, every couple of years there's one of these. The company is called Archstone. A drug awareness group put out a study that says that drugs in video games don't have realistic effects. Yeah, no shit. Next thing they're going to put out a study and say that jumping on turtles is unrealistic in video games. How about a study that finds that eating a turkey leg after getting your face punched in during a street fight doesn't heal anything? This fucking shit. Now, they went through the trouble of looking at, breaking a number of video games and then breaking down the games in which drugs affected you by improving your health, by... Oh, shit, I can't even read that. It's too small on screen. What's that? No, I can't read it. And then boosting power. There you go. Hope you enjoy that newscast. Hope that was informative for you guys. Anyway, this company, Archstone, it's an awareness group. Every couple of years there's a new one that comes along. But we should move on to the shut up section. Today, this week, we're going to tell a big old shut the fuck up to French Nutella fans who are riding over discounts. This is a real thing that's happening. In France, the company, the distributor, whatever, had a 70% discount on Nutella. And people started riding for this shit. It's Nutella, you idiots. It's hazelnut spread. This is what you're rioting about? Hazel fucking nut. It's whatever. Having Nutella as an option on a crepe is like having honey as an option. Nobody gives a shit. It's not that good. And the discount was 70% off. It's like the difference between €5 and $1.50. Who gives a shit? Nutella is basically just sugar and nuts. So they're rioting about sweet nuts. Hey, France. I've got some sweet nuts you can eat. All right, guys. That's it for the news stories. I'm going to read a few more super chats, and we've got to wrap things up on this broadcast. But I want to know what you guys think of these news programs. This is episode number 2. Again, we're still working out some of the kinks and bugs and hitches in the format and in the program. Clearly, ideally, the application that I use to stream this broadcast won't crash, but it did today. Anyway, let's read some super chats. Mike Pierce for $2 says, I am the kissiest monkey in the jungle. I don't know about that, Mike Pierce. I consider myself a pretty kissy. Let's see here. Let's go to the comments. There we go. All right. So, back to... Well, we don't have anything to show there. Here, we'll go back to the main screen. Mike Pierce for $2. Thank you, Mike. Giant Flying Foxes for $2 says, Maddox can shut me up with a big old kiss. Nathan Lee says, cover real stories, please. Vanity Fair? Seriously? Wow, good one, Nathan. That's equivalent to saying, really? But thanks for the $2. Death Note 5234 says, $50 in kiss chats. Blow us a kiss, please. I don't know about that, Death. Let's see. Balioc again, for $2 says, please get dinner with me, Elizabeth. Elizabeth, if you're watching... Wouldn't recommend it, although he's very generous on streams. That's super cool. Thank fuck for $10 says, move the text to the right. It's stupid. You're losing the character on every subject. The fuck are you talking about? Thank fuck. What character am I losing? What are you guys talking about? This like little side thing? You want that to the right? Here, you want me to the right? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, dude. Let's see. We got Balioc for $5 says, I would pay Maddox to kill me if I could kill myself in front of him. Holy shit, Balioc. I don't know what you're doing, dude. These are weird. These are freaking me out. Mike Pierce for $5 says, never forget the kisses we lost in the Great War. And let's see. Death Note 5234. Man, this fucking Kiss Club shit is out of control. Another for $2 says, Maddox is the Kiss Crew Club leader. Yeah, I get what you guys are doing, guys. Anyway. I think you made your point with the Kiss Crew Club. Shout out to the Kiss Crew Club. Thank you guys for watching. So we're going to be doing more of these. Chime in. Send me your news stories. Also, I've been playing around with a different title for the show. Still haven't decided what I'm going to finally end up calling this show. But if you guys like this show, if you like what you're seeing, if you want to see more of it, let me know. Chime in the comments. Send me a tweet. I'll also be, in the future, putting out tweets on this show. I'll be sharing some of your tweets and comments, and I want to know what you guys like or don't like about the program. Send me your news stories. If there's something you want me to cover, I'll be covering more stuff in the future. We got one more. Let's see. We got one more super chat from Patrick Martin for $5 Canadian. Wait, these are Canadian dollars? What's that? Like $1 US? I remember when you used to only put out shit when it was polished and good. The fuck is this garbage? Hey, fuck you, Patrick. It's called a live stream, dipshit. And by the way, for this being a live stream, it's still more polished and better than most programming on YouTube. You can show me an average edited video that somebody spent time recording, lighting, editing, adding sound, and it still doesn't look or sound as good as this live broadcast. So, you're welcome, Patrick. And thank you for the $5 donation. All right, that's it, guys. Until next time, I'm Maddox. Keep those comments coming. Keep those super chats coming. And I'll see you next week.